Okay, we are back training challenge. Part 3 of our run form is lean. So we've talked about posture, we've talked about arm placement, we've talked about our feet coming down, midfoot. Now we're going to talk about, do we want to be running perfectly upright or do we want some lean? So you can see what happens as I lean, I start to go forward. So if that's the direction I want to go in, that's a good thing. Let's use gravity to our benefit. So when we're leaning, it is not this. We're not going to break at the hip. We're thinking plank position. So when you're in a plank position on the ground, head, neck, shoulders, hips, feet are all in line. We're keeping that going when we're running, right? So we're not looking down, we're looking out ahead. So we've got good posture here. We've got in line here. We can keep that through the ankles. Now we're adding lean. So as I add that lean, you can see I start to go forward and I roll right off my toes. You can practice that by leaning against a wall, right? And leaning against the wall, and then start doing your marching and get a feel for that and how it feels. So you really want to focus on not letting the hips collapse, so not bending into it, but keeping that plank and keeping that lean. Another drill that we like to do for the feel of the lean, it's called lean, fall, run. So it's exactly that. You're gonna stand, you're gonna lean until you have to start going, and then you're gonna start running. Do that a few times and you'll start to get the feel like, oh, I can really go, I can let myself go, and then I can start running. You'll also feel like, wow, okay, now you want to start a little quick. That's okay. Start a little quick and then stop. It's a drill, right? So when we do drills, we're over exaggerating and we're doing a little bit more than what we'll do normally. But we just want to work on getting that feel of the change in angle coming from the ankle, no place else. So that's lean. We've covered now our posture, our midfoot landing, and lean. And those are the kind of components that we're going to build our runs off of. So as we're talking about things in our workouts, you'll also hear us talking, as I did with the midfoot piece, about getting light and staying light. But you'll also hear us talk about cadence. And cadence is, how fast are our feet going? So I can stand here and work on my midfoot feel by marching slowly. Or I can pick up the cadence, right? The speed at which my feet are going. And if I do less height, I can go a little bit faster. Then I can get better at it and lift my feet up a little bit more. So you can have a quick cadence and go absolutely nowhere. But a lot of times when you start working on cadence, you're gonna find your pace increases. So a quick cadence is good. Optimal is 180. I love Blinding Lights as a song because it can keep you right on that. If you are not close to that now, you do not jump ahead and try and get there right away. You can look at the video we did on cadence. We had Jen Casey as our model for that one. But work on it little bits at a time. And we'll throw that into workouts where we'll say, hey, let's work on cadence now. And maybe you look at your watch and you work on it for a minute, and then you go back to what feels like regular for you. Over time, you'll start to see that your cadence picks up and it'll feel better. Another way to drive that is that arm drive. So your feet are gonna wanna follow your arms. The faster your arms go, the faster your feet are gonna wanna go. So you can also use that as another way to work on your cadence. All right, there we go. Great running form. Let's see it out there on the trails and the roads.